It's been a while, Nameless. And Mr. Sunday.
Sunday is also an official member of the Express now.
Sounds like a lot went down during the Phantasmoon Games.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nihilux, a comic artist. You must be Madame Jade. I've heard so much about you.
Is that so? You look familiar. Have we met somewhere before?
Oh, not surprising at all. I'm sure you must have read my masterpiece, Fluffy Across the Blue. Either that or you've seen one of my on-camera interviews.
Someone help! Please get Miss Blurry and her zero boundaries energy out of here!
The Fluffy. Yes. Pearl has mentioned that comic to me before. But what we need to discuss next has nothing to do with comics. So if you wouldn't mind excusing us.
Fair enough, but I'm guessing whatever you're about to discuss is closely tied to Planarcadia. That place is my home, and its future will be determined by the IPC's decisions. I think I have the right to remain here. For as long as I can remember, I've been a bystander, recording other people's stories with my brush. But this time, my sketches, my home, they're all part of that world that's falling apart. At least let me witness the very moment that decides its destiny. Please, don't make me beg.
There are 8 system hours before the Husk of Veracity breaks through the seal. Pearl's transmission conveyed both her resolve and her plan to save them. She intended to invoke the gaze of the Amber Lord and borrow the power of preservation to encanvas Planarcadia once more, buying time against the Husk's breakthrough. To that end, she was willing to offer up her cornerstone. But before her message could come through, someone within the IPC, as if they had already seen it coming, issued an early warning about the Husk in Planarcadia spiraling out of control. At the same time, the one who issued the warning proposed a targeted plan: weaponize the Veracity's Husk and transform it into a weapon against destruction. In which case, we would not only neutralize the threat posed by the Husk, but also eliminate Nihilux minions once and for all. Perhaps even wound the Eon themselves. By comparison, Pearl's proposal looks more like it's just stalling an inevitable catastrophe.
Convert the Husk into a weapon? If we do that, all of Planarcadia would cease to exist, wouldn't it?
Once that happens, then Himiko and the others will...
My friends, 2 Stellaron hunters, Madame Pearl, and countless citizens out there are still fighting for Planarcadia. As long as there's a chance to help them, as long as there's still a glimmer of hope, I'll pay any price without hesitation. But there is one price I refuse to pay. Their lives.
So, who proposed this plan anyway?
Oswaldo, from the Marketing Development Department.
That monster! Does he have even an ounce of humanity?
Human nature isn't even my main concern here. I'm more doubtful about whether this plan can actually work. I mean, was there really not a single person at the IPC who stood up and asked that guy if this plan even had a snowball's chance of working?
Of course there was. But standing behind Oswaldo was none other than Miss Yabali from the Technology Department. As the de facto leader of the Intelligentsia Guild, Yabali has spent years researching this technology. She's staking her personal reputation on seeing it put into practice. I assume you noticed the presence of Imagine on your journey here.
Well, yeah, but what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
They're not visitors who migrated from Planarcadia, but homegrown products of Astropolis itself.
I've heard that the birth of Imagine is closely tied to the unique properties of Ahatopia. Could it be that Ms. Yabali really has gotten her hands on some earth-shattering secret?
It's hard to say, but there's no doubt she's conducted extensive research into both the husk and imagenesis. Her claim that she can manipulate the husk of veracity doesn't seem to be some spur-of-the-moment delusion.
Even if she could harness the veracity, that's not exactly preservation, is it? Aren't you all followers of the Amber Lord?
Little girl, the IPC indeed walks the path of preservation. That much is true. But the IPC is made up of individuals, each with their own idea of what preservation actually means. Should the preservation be about protecting individual lives and homes, or safeguarding the prosperity and order of the universe as a whole? That's a debate the IPC has never stopped having. Compared to the Anti-Destruction Alliance strategy, which would require endless coalition building and diplomatic maneuvering, the proposal to weaponize the husk holds far more appeal. It offers a radical, efficient approach that would dramatically showcase the IPC's power, and the prospect of harnessing the fragments of a fallen eon. This alone was enough to send many a colleague of mine with a taste for grand narratives into a frenzy of eagerness.
Grand indeed. But I fear that when the time comes, Yabali and Oswaldo may end up creating something far more terrifying than Nanook.
From what I understand, no matter how many people support or oppose it, the proposal still has to be put to a vote by the heads of the IPC's 7 departments before it can be implemented.
Aside from Oswaldo and Yabli, Taravan from the Building Material Logistics Department also cast a vote in favor.
Oh, that gluttonous butterball. Can't say I'm surprised. Everyone who meets him wonders if he's got some kind of family ties to the veracity.
Wait a minute. Let me write down all these names and departments.
You don't need to remember all that. All you need to know is this. The score's 3-3. For the time being, we're tied.
Whew. Thank goodness. Sounds like things haven't gone completely off the rails just yet.
Wait, 7 departments, 7 votes. Did someone abstain?
The power to cast the deciding vote fell into the hands of Mr. Arita from the Traditional Project Department. Instead of tipping his hand at the meeting, he postponed the vote. And in 5 system hours from now, he will give his answer at the Internal Decision-Making Conference.
How long? 5 system hours?
In other words, it's only a matter of 5 hours before Planarcadia gets canvassed again. Or becomes a total sacrifice to the weaponized husk.
And our goal is to convince the undecided Mr. Arita?
Precisely. As a matter of fact, he refuses to meet with anyone, especially lobbyists from within the IPC. Arita is the most senior of the 7 department heads, and the most low-profile one among them all. Apart from showing up to make calls at key moments, his schedule is never made public. A big man like that prefers to call the shots from behind the scenes, not step into the spotlight to debate with his subordinates.
Then what if it were the Nameless of the Express requesting an audience? Would there be even a sliver of a chance?
It's a long shot, but I guess we could give it a try. I've already dispatched a team of field specialists to track down his movements today. I'm sure one of them will report back with a lead soon.
I'll talk Arita around. No matter what it takes. The fate of billions is at stake. My friends' lives included. That's all the reason I need to keep fighting for this. I believe Madame Pearl shares the same conviction, and that is why she has my respect. But make no mistake, just because I'm giving this everything I've got, doesn't mean I'm fully siding with the Strategic Investment Department. I refuse to let the fate of billions become a bargaining chip in the IPC's internal power struggles.
I understand. I swear by my cornerstone that what I place upon the scales this time is my unconditional trust and support. You have my word, so please rest assured. To ensure you all have a proper base of operations, I'll arrange an office in Lodestar Tower, the central hub of Astropolis. You're welcome to convene there to discuss the matters ahead. Well then, I shall take my leave.